So we're over here at TJ Corral Trailhead once again. I'm over here with my boy Travis, aka T Money, Big T from Santa Fe, the north side. We're doing like a 5-day loop, going on the West Fork, going over the Trotter, and coming back on the Middle Fork. Same beginning and end as my last trip out here in the Gila, but some new different things too. See how it goes. Well, that's our destination there, Hell's Hole. Maybe we'll actually make it this time. Guess we were talking on the way here, theorizing that maybe they called it Hell's Hole because it's actually going to suck down there. Hope not, but I'm prepared for immense suffering. Well, we've arrived at the junction. It's the turnoff for the meadows. This is where I turned off a couple weeks ago. And this time I'm actually heading all the way to Hell's Hole. So, let you all know how much it sucks. Travis over here doing a little strip tease for us. I'll attach a Cash App at the bottom of the video where you can give tips to Travis. Thanks, Travis. Let's see some skin, Bo.
Oh yeah.
We figured this spot is as good as anywhere to take lunch.
Yeah.
Alright, so refueled. Gonna get back on the trail and crush some miles. Probably still got another 10 to go. Yeah, so we just stopped here to filter some water, and Travis, aka T Money, aka Big T, thinks that this might be a beaver dam. Trying to explain why all that debris is there quite like that. Could have been the floods from the fires years ago, but very possible it was beaver. Well, just a few minutes ago, we had a waist deep river crossing, and were fondled by the West Fork of the Gila River. Didn't realize we were going to be touched. I feel like a virgin, touched for the very first time. Here we have this phallic rock out here. Don't know if you can see that. So I think it's safe to say that nature is fucking with us right now. So we're getting a little agitated. Still looking for a site after 6 p.m., but had to stop to capture these wicked cool colored rocks. I mean, look at that. It's like orange and greenish, all types of stuff. So it's about 6:30, maybe a little after, and I don't know, right around 5-ish, maybe a little before 5, we ran into this couple that had been at Hell's Hole last night, and so we asked them sort of what the terrain was like, what it was looking like, and where the camps were, and they told us that there was not much at Hell's Hole itself, but they said there was a bunch of like piney knobs before you dropped in, and so we thought there would be camps everywhere. We've been passing camps all day, and it's just been back and forth across the West Fork through these like tight canyons. But just when we had given up all hope, we found this site. It's right by the river. You might be able to hear the river from here. Travis, how do you feel about the site? Good? You wanted to hike some more though, right?
Yeah, but my positive energy found this site, remember?
Yeah, I think you're right, yeah. Yeah, so because he said the piney knobs, every time we went up a hill, we thought that there was going to be a camp, and then it just dropped right back down to the river again. And his positivity for the win.
Positivity, man.
So this site even comes with some fresh cut wood. I feel like people have been here recently, so.
Maybe our friend.
Yeah, it might be those people that we saw, yeah. So we're gonna get camp set up and relax. Good morning, friends. It's about 7 o'clock. Yeah, we didn't make it to camp till like 6:30 yesterday, so by the time I got done with camp chores, it was already dark, so we had a fire. It's nice and toasty. Walking around in the socks because my shoes and hiking socks are soaking wet. In fact, my shoes are actually sort of frozen, which is kind of weird. I had to sort of shake them to give them some give again. I don't feel like it got below freezing last night, but I guess we'll see. So I'm gonna go lower my bear line and break up camp and eat breakfast and kind of get ready to jump on the trail. We sort of have to crush it today. I'm trying to get in like 14 or 15 miles. We were hoping we could spend 2 nights at each fork, because we're doing like a 4-night trip, but as it works out, to make our loop work, there's only like 3 or 4 miles left of the West Fork before we cut off on Trotter Trail through like Lily Canyon, that area. So it wouldn't make sense to only do 4 miles today. However, it's going to be 15 miles from here to get down to the West Fork, or rather to the Middle Fork at Swinging Cross Canyon. So we really got to crush it, but then the rest of our days are kind of chill. We only have to do like 9 or 10 miles for the last 3 days. So I'm going to go ahead and wake up Travis and get the show on the road. So I follow a lot of hikers and thru hikers and backpackers on YouTube and Instagram and shit like that. And one of the biggest complaints of people that post about their hikes on social media is that they only show the good parts and the exciting parts and don't show the shitty parts, which are also a part of every experience in the backcountry. And Darwin says, embrace the suck. I don't know if I'm going to embrace the suck this morning, but I'm going to tell you about the suck. So we've been going through all these river crossings, and so we get to camp, our socks and shoes are soaked, and so I left a dry pair of socks for my quilt at night so that I could be nice and warm. When I woke up, my shoes were stiff and my socks were stiff, and it took like an act of Congress just to get my feet into the shoes. And then now it's actually pretty cold too, so my feet are freezing. Like I can't feel my toes, which is like an absolute pet peeve. And I know that we are about to have to strip down and cross the river again immediately. So the Gila is beautiful, it's gorgeous, it's full of canyons and cliffs and cliff dwellings and all types of shit you're going to see later in the video when we have more time to film. But it's also a challenge, both mentally and physically, and it's working on me today. So we finally made it to Hell's Hole, a place it feels like we've been hiking towards for 2 days, about a quarter of a mile out. West Fork continues this way, but we're going to go see Hell's Hole to see what it was. I feel like I woke up in hell this morning anyway, but let's go see what real hell is like. So we finally made it to Hell's Hole after it seemed like we've been trying to get here for like 2 days. And so this is it. Some real nice campsites, and that's the river kind of over there. We just climbed out of the river here. We didn't shoot video, but the trail gets kind of fucked up and it's basically walking up the river for a while. Not as hellacious as I thought, but also nothing super crazy, so worth the trip, but not worth 14 miles just to see. So we're gonna continue on. So we're back at the West Fork Trail after playing around in some brush and down logs and all types of flood debris, and so we have about 3.7 miles left to the West Fork, and then we're climbing up onto the ridge, ready for a hot day, hoping for some springs to replenish us, but hopefully making it to the Middle Fork by the end of the day. So I just had to stop here and laugh at the sign for a minute. Trail not maintained and difficult to follow. Trail not advisable for livestock. This is a trail that would be pretty accurate and appropriate to be posted anywhere in this wilderness, but especially here. We just got off of this trail over here and followed a ridge for a while, so we thought that the trail through the canyon was washed out. Looks like it is. We thought it had been replaced by this trail up here, but given this sign, it looks like that trail is still there, and this isn't actually an official trail up here, but I have a good friend that has done pretty much every available trail in this wilderness, and he gave me some unsolicited advice before this trip, and said that if you feel like you're on a trail and the map says you're off trail, that's the trail. So for people that are thinking about coming out here to the wilderness, I'm going to just pass on his advice that if there's anything that looks doable, that's the trail. And if there's anything that looks like a single track or anything that looks doable at all, like that's probably it, regardless of what your map says. There's been fires and floods and all types of shit that's happened out here, and if there's anything you can walk on and it looks like it's parallel to the canyon, that's it. So we're gonna go upriver just a little bit more and try to find our junction and then stop for lunch. So here we are at the junction with West Fork and Lily Park. We just did our last river crossing for the day. Woot woot. And we're headed up onto the ridge, really about to switch back up and hopefully make it to the Middle Fork this evening. So Travis, how do you feel about being done with river crossings for another day?
Pretty good.
Yeah?
But, it's nice to get the feet wet every now and then.
All right, that's a positive attitude. So during our lunch, I decided that I'm actually going to record a rap song to compete with Cardi B's WAP. That's going to be called Was, or which stands for Wet Ass Socks. It's going to be about backpacking in the Gila. So that you should see that on the shelves sometime this fall. But So we did not make it to Swinging Cross Canyon today. We made it about 2.5 miles up on the ridge, and we were just wrecked, man. Just really not feeling crushing miles. Kind of just yesterday was hard, and waking up this morning was really hard with the cold and cold feet, literally. And I think when we started to figure out that Swinging Cross Canyon wasn't going to happen is when I walked out in the woods to take a shit, and Travis fell asleep while I was gone in like a couple of minutes. So really not feeling it. This is our campsite here, sort of a makeshift. This ditch looking thing over here is this ditch over there is a spring. So got water. We're sort of up here on the ridge. It's kind of windy and cool. As you can see, Travis is passed out right there. I'm not far behind. It's kind of early, but I'm thinking that if we rest up today, then we'll be in better mode to crush it tomorrow. It's a really hard thing to do on trail, to listen to your body. You know, you have a set of where you want to get to and this milestone, and I want to be here and do this many miles per day. And it's very easy to just try to shut your body out, but yeah, I don't feel like a failure. I feel like I'm being kind to myself or taking time to relax. I think my math was wrong. I thought we needed to do more miles than we did. So actually I did the math, and this most recent junction that's maybe like a half a mile back is only like 20 miles from the meadows, which is where we want to be Saturday. So even though we only pushed like 6 or 7 today, we really just have 2 10-mile days ahead of us. So we're gonna sit here, relax. I'm about to go hang up a bear line and do the rest of my camp chores and kind of just chill. So it's about 9 o'clock after about 12 hours or is it like 14 hours of rest here in this camp near Lily Park Spring. We're about to hit the trail, feeling super refreshed, sun shining, and unless the forecast has changed, in store for a couple of hot days, upper 70s. For viewers on the East Coast, that might not sound too hot, but here there's totally unobstructed, relentless sunshine. That's pretty damn hot, and so we're ready. So we made it down here to Swinging Cross Canyon. We're about to have lunch. It's about noon. I'm just hoping to get here about like 12:30, so we're actually a little bit ahead of schedule and only have like maybe 3 or 4 more miles to go before we reach our quota. So unlike yesterday where we were kind of like lagging ass, feeling like shit, I think the rest must have paid off because we're crushing it. Looking forward to some more time down in these river canyons. So checking in from camp. We got in probably about like 10-ish miles today. Got down to the Middle Fork, had a nice lunch. It was looking cloudy, so I took some time to patch a hole that had come in my tarp recently, just in case we got rain, and we actually did get some sprinkles. So just hoping for the best. So yeah, we got about 10-ish miles in after we passed Flying V Canyon. Probably the longest, less than 3.5 miles I've ever hiked. I thought that the West Fork was the one notorious for being rough, but the Middle Fork has been coming back with a vengeance on the way here. So we've got about 10-ish, maybe a little bit less miles to the meadows tomorrow, and then we're hiking out from there on Sunday. So we're getting much closer to civilization. So this is where Travis is set up for the night, and you got some glimpses when I was in selfie mode, but this is my tarp setup. I've been finding 2 nights in a row I've had trees to set up, so no poles. It's always a good night when you can do that. And Travis has got the fire going with his fire magic, and I really do believe it's magic. I actually don't know how to maintain a good fire, which I know is like blasphemy because I'm like a backpacker with a YouTube channel, but even my girlfriend can make a fire and I can't. And not like even her, just that she backpacks maybe once or twice a year when I take her out, and she can start the fire. So I'm challenging gender norms here with not having my shit together. So we got some cliffs around here. All around, just a nice spot. So good morning. It's about 8:30. We just broke up camp. We're about ready to get on the trail. Not looking forward to this first river crossing because my feet are still pretty cold, but I think after a few minutes we'll be into it. Got about 8 miles to get to the meadows this afternoon, so not going to write that off as an easy day because every mile down in this canyon has actually been pretty gnarly with a bunch of like the trail fading in and out, disappearing, river crossing after river crossing from bend to bend. So this could actually be a pretty challenging day despite the low mileage, but maybe as we get closer to developed areas and campgrounds and stuff, it might get a little bit easier. So we'll check in later on. So we're here at our last camp on this loop. It's kind of surreal. It's been a hard week. Some fun times, some shit times. Probably taking home some scars from this. Here's Travis, aka T Money, aka Big T. He's got the fire magic going on, and I'm cold soaking some couscous over here. And yeah, here's our camp. So that's it. So if you like this video at all, do me a big favor and like and subscribe. And thanks for watching.